Hey again, it's Jamila bringing you another workshop, Qualification Station. If you just applied for a job, this workshop will show you how to discuss how you're uniquely qualified for it. Whether you realize it or not, the job description works as a cheat sheet for you. Not only does it serve as a tool for you to decide if you want a job or not, but also it's the employer's way of telling you exactly what they're looking for. That way, you can tailor your resume, application, cover letter, and interview answers to that job description. What we do in the next few minutes will work as practice that you will want to take time to do before your next interview. We'll look at 3 example job descriptions now. Let's get started. Let's say you were looking to become a leasing consultant for an apartment complex. The guiding question for the next few minutes: how can you prove your qualifications based on this job description? Well, let's take a look at that job description. For each line, you want to consider the knowledge, skills, and abilities you have related to that task. Maybe you don't have experience being a leasing consultant, but take this first line for example. Assists with the preparation of leases as well as move-in and compliance-related paperwork. This task is related to your knowledge of clerical duties. This means you have the knowledge of administrative and clerical procedures and systems, such as word processing, managing files and records, and other office procedures and terminology. So, if you have experience in clerical duties, you might be able to make an argument for your ability to do this very similar work. Let's take a look at the following line. Welcome customers, assess their needs, and provide tours of the apartment units and community. This line is related to customer and personal service. This means that you have the knowledge of principles and processes for providing customer and personal services. This includes customer needs assessment, meeting quality standards for services, and evaluation of customer satisfaction. So maybe you haven't worked with potential tenants like you would as a leasing consultant, but if you've done customer service related tasks, those will be good to discuss in the interview. Last on this example, let's look at the third line of this job description. In this job, you will follow the leasing sales process correctly and ensure resident satisfaction. This line couples both clerical duties and customer service duties together. You will want to think back to a time in your work where you focused on the administrative duties of the workplace, but balanced well enough to meet customer needs as well. Like we did here, go line by line in your job description to find out which of the tasks you've done. Then provide examples. If there are any job tasks that you don't have direct experience in, think about the knowledge, skills, and abilities you have related to that task. Let's take a look at another role, maintenance worker. Again, how can you prove your qualifications based on this job description? In the same way, think about the knowledge, skills, and abilities you have related to the job task. Many of the lines in this job description are related to the skill, operation, and control. This means you have skills in controlling operations of equipment or systems. So maybe you haven't worked with a particular equipment they're requiring. But if you have a knack for machines and equipment, you might describe the previous equipment you've learned and how long it took you to learn it. Take a look at these very specific job description lines. If there are any tasks you don't have direct experience in, think about the knowledge, skills, and abilities you have related to that task. Again, if there are any job tasks that you don't have direct experience in, think about the knowledge, skills, and abilities you do have. Other abilities for this particular job might highlight manual dexterity, trunk strength, and control precision. Be sure to describe your ability to perform general physical activities, as this is a significant requirement of this job. So I think we're getting the hang of it. Let's look at what's needed if you were applying to be a legal assistant. This particular role is in the oil and gas industry, and these lines describe clerical duties. This means you have knowledge of administrative and clerical procedures and systems such as word processing, managing files and records, and other office procedures and terminology. Just like in our earlier example, if you have experience in clerical duties, you might be able to make an argument for your ability to do this work as a legal assistant. Other knowledge you might refer to describe your qualifications. Maybe it's your knowledge of law and government. This is knowledge of laws, legal codes, court procedures, executive orders, agency rules, and government regulations. Referencing some work activities that you do in the job will also be beneficial in the interview. Work activities for this role include organization, planning, and prioritizing work, which means you develop specific goals and plans to prioritize, organize, and accomplish your work. Another work activity, communicating with persons outside of the organization. This means communicating with people outside of the organization, representing the organization to customers, the public, government, and other external sources. In a job description like this one, give yourself time before the interview to talk yourself through how you're qualified for the role through your skills, even if you don't have as much experience in the particular task. As we wrap up today's workshop, just remember to always look into the job description to find what it is the employer wants. A few websites that can help you think through what the role actually requires include onetonline.org, which is a database of occupational information by the U.S. Department of Labor. You can always look at the company website. Facebook or LinkedIn also make for good resources. And never forget your friends and family that know a little something about the job you're applying for. If you've just applied for a job, be sure to go line by line and describe your unique qualifications in preparation for your next interview. That's all for today. Thanks so much, and I'm wishing you all the best in your job search.